But I want to come swinging right out the gate because obviously this just happened and I'm sure that people have already started asking you about it. The All-Star Starter Snub, your take, your reaction.
Um, I didn't really have a reaction because I always in situations like this, I always kind of tell myself it's not happening, prepare for the worst, so I don't, like, get disappointed. So, I mean, it is what it is, but, like, I'm obviously for Dame to get it, like, I mean, he's an idol, he's a person I look up to before I got to the league and stuff like that, and then just seeing what he's done in his career is special, so, I mean, there's, like it is what it is. I mean, can't control what you can control is always been my motto.
I respect that. It's just interesting because there are, respectable, credible people in the sports field, analysts who have access to Google, can clearly look up stats and watch the games on League Pass, and they still seem to underestimate your game. Why do you think that is?
I don't know. I truly don't know, but I think for me is something that, like, I've always gotten to that point, like, whether it's during the season or out of season or whatever, like, you always get to the point where, like, you don't really care what people say about you, and so whether it's positive, whatever it's negative, I always just let it kinda just, like I see it, it's impossible not to see everything. I see it and then just push it to the side because, like, it's not gonna help me either good or bad going forward. Like if I need motivation now at the level I'm at, like is something wrong? Like, yeah, you want to get pushed every single day, but like, I mean, there's always something you can probably say, oh, that's going to make me better. Like, no, like you should just want to get better every single day.
Has anything ever got to your mind? Like, have you ever read a headline and you're just like, that is complete bullshit, or it pisses you off and makes you want to work harder, or do you just do your best to ignore it all?
I would say like things do like I said, it's impossible not to see things. Like you see it, like social media, everything. Like you're bound to see it. Even if you didn't have social media, people who do are going to screenshot it and send it to you. Like it's you're going to see everything. So, but I mean, yeah, I see things, and like in my mind, I'm like, it's just another time in my career since I was in high school where I have to not like prove other people wrong, but like prove that I belong. Like I'm supposed to be here. I've worked hard enough to be in this position I'm in.
Well, I know I sent you something today, so I'm one of those people that will send you something, and it was your own teammate calling you a loser. What
Mhm.
are going to be the repercussions of that? I hope you stop passing him the ball.
Something. I'll get him back at some point. I'll get him back at some point. But yeah, yeah. Josh, you can't really trust him at all. He always is. He has no filter whatsoever. Like I have off camera, I have no filter, but on camera, I know how to like, present myself. Josh, he just has no filter whatsoever. So, but I'll figure it out.
But I think that's what makes your guys' relationship so funny. Is like if people don't know you, they might look at it like, damn, like his teammate's such a dick. But like that's just how your relationship is.
Yeah, that's been our relationship since the day I met him. Like, and not just him, like all our Villanova guys. Like we love each other as like family, but like we always know how to like get on each other. We know how to like crack jokes on each other like consistently. Even when things may seem that they cross the line, they never really do.
Yeah. How has it been like playing with him and then also having another teammate of yours in New York? What's that kind of been like?
Yeah, it's been cool. It's been cool having a couple of Villanova guys on our team in New York for the Knicks, and then having one across the bridge. Um, it's really cool just to see that where we were a little over what 6, 7, 8 years ago. Like we were all in one locker room, just trying to figure out how we were going to get to this point, if we were going to get to this point, and so just to see everyone thriving now, it's really special to see.
So I know that I was supposed to interview you after the playoffs, I believe, last year. You're a hard guy to track down. But I do respect you during the season to be taking time to interview with me today. But I wanted to ask you, about the playoffs and just how you seem to elevate your game in those big moments. What do you do differently? Is there anything like mindset wise, rituals, or do you stay off your phone? Like, is there anything in particular that like allows you to elevate to the next level when you're in those big games?
I think the way I approach it, obviously, it's a playoffs, and like if you win, you move on. So that's what's at stake. But I treat it like another game. Like I don't want to put so much. emphasis on like, all right, this is a big game, this is a big game, this is a big play, this is like that's when like nerves and that's when you start to overthink and that's where all that stuff, all that mental thinking starts to like get to you. But for me, I just try and keep it like as simple as possible. I know that like all this stuff is high stakes and things like that, but I try my best just to be as lax as I can, like keep the same routine. Obviously, you got to focus a little more and like prepare a little bit more and be more locked in if that's even a thing. But um, I try my best just to make sure that I'm still level headed. I'm still at the same mental approach. I've been doing it every single day for every game I've ever played in. And I think that's what keeps me relaxed. And I can't really explain it. I just try my best to make sure I do that every single time on the court.
Do you feel like a lot of the stuff you may have learned when you were playing in college and to win 2 championships with Villanova kind of helped prepare you for that level of intensity that comes with the playoffs?
Yeah, definitely. I think every aspect of my career, going back to even high school, and has helped me kind of when big moments happen or when like you're in a big games or big situations, like you breathe, you relax, and you kind of just let your work, let your instincts kind of just take over. And instead of like trying to think about what you need to do. And so I remember my dad when I was younger. I missed like a 2 or 3 game winners in like high school or something, or I had chances to like make the plays. And my dad, it's my sophomore year in high school. My dad sent me a clip edit of like everyone in the NBA that year that made a game winner, like boom, boom, boom. Like he sent it to me. He sent me a different one like every week. And so he didn't really say anything. He just kept sending me stuff. He was like, just watch it, just watch it. And I remember like 2, 3 weeks later, I was in a situation where he was trying to win a game and I made it and I made the game winning shot. And so he kind of put that in my mind to just think if you believe it, if you think you can do it, if you relax yourself, like
So
it's all
would you
about
say that you
belief.
implement a lot of like visualization techniques at all, like in your game, like where you can kind of like see it, like you're like, okay, if this situation happens, like this is how I'm gonna approach it, or anything like that?
Y yeah, I think when I'm, like, in the summertime or when I'm working in the gym, like, by myself, obviously, you're not, like, going against someone every single day. You're not going against the best person you could possibly face every single day to be better. It's all about how you're always, like, working against yourself. You're always competing against yourself to kinda see where you are. So when you're in those moments, you're ready to go. And so it's all about just that mental approach of, like, no matter what the situation is, how confident, how ready, your work ethic, all this stuff kind of goes into one to make sure that you're prepared for that situation.
How long do you celebrate the big wins for before you have to like move on and be like, all right, next game? Like, do you give yourself chances and moments and times to just enjoy a win or a victory? Or is it like, all right, back to the drawing board, we got another game or got another season?
Yeah, I would say like if we win, I would probably enjoy that win, like enjoy that moment for that night, and then the next day you kind of have to go because it's like when people have like bad games or you miss a game-winning shot, like you're gonna think about it for the rest of the night. But the next day, it's either you're playing the next day or like you have one day off and you're playing the next night. Like it's always gonna be what's next, what's next, what's next. So whether it's positive or negative, it's all about like how can you be ready for that next game. So it's for both situations, whether you win or lose, you kind of have to like learn from it and just move forward and be ready for the next one.
Speaking of learning from it, what are some of the biggest things that you've been working on so far? We're like midway through the season almost, individually and as a team. Like, what are some of the biggest goals that you guys have, or things that you in particular want to work on?
The one thing I've been doing, it was kind of like my New Year's resolution, really. It was to kind of like be present. So like the one thing I've always tried with every team that I've been on is to focus on like the task at hand, like focus on one day at a time. Like everyone like thinks like, oh yeah, our goal is obviously win an NBA championship or get to this point in the season. Well, yeah, but like there's a process to it. You can't just say, I want to get there and not worry about taking like one step at a time. And so I enjoy the process. I enjoy the grind. I think that's what makes like the ending so much special. If you're if you are able to capture a championship, and so it's just all about that process and knowing one day at a time and being present. And that's just that's the one thing I focused on, and as a team, that's the one thing we want to continue to do.
You know, a couple years ago when we talked, maybe 2 years ago, we had an interview, and you were saying like there's at times you have to like remind yourself like I'm that dude. Would you say that you've gotten past that where you don't even think about it anymore, or is there any moments where you're like, I got to remember who the fuck I am?
I would say I wish I could get past it, but like it's common. It's really like human nature to sometimes be down on yourself, like thinking like like what if I did this or what I did that. Um,
I do it.
has it? Yeah, yeah. Like, has it happened less? Yeah, for sure, it's happened less. Like I have moments where I'm thinking like like this is tough. Like I'm a little bit down on myself. I should have did this. I should have did that, and all that stuff. But it kind of goes back to my point where I'm saying you got to like you can have that day to sulk. You can have that day to be happy about what you did, but that next day you got to move forward. And so I think that's kind of one way how I kind of get over it. But yeah, I have moments like that all the time. And I think what helps me is like my circle, my coaches, my teammates, friends like Josh Hart to kind of tell me to either snap out of it or just be yourself or whatever. Like it's always about who I've been able to surround myself with, and they've helped a lot.
I've also asked you in the past, guys who've been very hard for you to defend and to prepare for. You're obviously quite the headache for other teams to prepare for. So, if you had to write the playbook on how to defend Jalen Brunson, what would your game plan be?
Wow. My game plan? Oh man, I don't know. I would say
You're playing against yourself. How would you defend you?
I don't know. I would say if I were to defend myself, I would say just trap me, get the ball out of my hands. Like that's what I would say to defend myself, because even to me, even to myself, when I have the ball, when I can be pretty unpredictable. Like I play off like instincts and stuff like that. So I'm better just don't have the ball in my hands.
So, when you say you play off instincts, what do you look for? Like, what do you notice when you're out there?
Yeah, so I kind of like in the summer I always work on like pretty much everything that I could possibly think. It may not be all in one workout, but it's like over a course of a summer I would work on a lot of things. Um, Basically just like reading angles, seeing how a defender's playing, if he's up on you, if he's backing off, um, is he standing straight up, is he lower than you, or just trying to figure out like how is he trying to disrupt me, and I'll play off that. There's a counter to everything. If I want to do something and he blocks it off, I counter it. If he blocks that off, I counter it again. Like, there's only so many times you can counter it. And so I just, for me, I learned how to play off balance. So off balance for me is on balance because I kind of figured out how to do it, and have I mastered it? No, but like it's comfortable for me to be off balance sometimes. And so I guess it's a little unorthodox when someone's guarding someone who's kind of playing like that. And so
Now, I've seen you make some of those like wild shots where you are off balance. How do you practice that? I know you said you didn't master it, but when did you feel like, okay, like I'm really comfortable with this?
I think I was really comfortable with it, like, in college.
Yeah.
Like, in high school, you can kinda get away with, being, like, stronger, more physical and stuff in high school. In college, it's definitely different, and so that's when I kind of really learned how to understand it, kinda playing off 2 feet, be able to, like, use my body to, like, kind of get defenders off of me without, like, obviously, like, running them over and stuff like that. But, yeah, college, it definitely got better at it because I had to use it. And obviously in the NBA, I have to use it now because there's so many great defenders. Everyone's 7 feet. Like I'm the only like normal sized human on the court at all times.
Who's the hardest guy for you to get around? Like, who do you think plays like the toughest defense on you?
I can't say that publicly right now. I can't say it. He's,
Why?
he's still in the NBA. I'll say it when he retires. I'll say it when he.
Damn, this is some juicy stuff. You have to save that question for me.
All right. I'll send it.
Promise you can't tell anyone else. Okay. Are there any, can you at least tell me any players that you enjoy like matching up with?
I would say honestly, besides like my Villanova teammates, I don't know. I feel like whenever you play against a former teammate, it's kind of cool and it's kind of fun because you get to see like where you guys have grown, like as players. And so yeah, I feel like just playing against like former teammates, whether it's in college or the pros, is always pretty cool to see.
Where do you think Mikhail has grown in his game?
Um, hmm, Mikhail just kind of like took off. Like he got the opportunity and just like ran with it. Like he didn't need a warm up. He just stepped foot off the plane and it was like boom. And the way he's the way he's worked on his game and the way he's prepared himself, I kind of wasn't surprised by it, but I just knew that he had all the tools to be able to do stuff like that, the things he's been doing, and so it's really cool to see. But watching his work ethic from the moment I met him to like now, it's really cool to see.
So I want to kind of go back to when you were talking about playing off balance. Were there any guys back in the day that you wanted to emulate your game around, or who you saw kind of mastered that craft?
For sure. Obviously, I grew up watching my dad play a lot, but I think the players that kind of I really like idolized and wanted to like learn from were like Steve Nash and Chris Paul, and so those dudes. Obviously, I love watching like Derrick Rose play when I was younger, watching Russell Westbrook play, but I can't emulate that. Like, it's not me. I'm not a person who's jumping over people, dunking the ball like crazy, like how those guys do, how explosive they are. But like watching like Steve Nash and like watching like Chris, like yeah, they're obviously they're shot makers. They can make the right play all the time, but they're smart. And I think that's the one thing when I was younger that I really wanted to be. I wanted to be like one of the smartest players like on the court, and so that's what helped me get better at such an early age, and then kind of helped me progress and helped me learn that how hard I need to work because I kind of got to learn that aspect of the game, like the smarts part of it.
Derrick Rose, I know you had the opportunity to work a lot with him. What would you say the impact that he left on you as both a person and a player?
I mean, it was unbelievable being his teammate. Um, like watching him growing up, being around him when I was in Chicago during high school, and then being able to play with him, it was really, really special. He was just always in my ear telling me like little things, like nothing crazy, but like he's always making sure like my mindset was right, that I still had my confidence. Um, Always just like pushing me, and so he always did it in little subtle ways. Like it wasn't like we had sit down long conversations. It was just like a little tip here, a little tip there, and so he was unbelievable.
And it's also crazy how like Tom Thibodeau, they were obviously on the Bulls together and it kind of went full circle. But Tom Thibodeau
Mhm.
is one of those coaches that really holds his players to a high expectation. What's it been like playing for him? Like is he really as intense as everyone says he is, or is it just like normal coaching?
It's normal for him, and he's embraced it. And I think with Tibbs, he's a competitor. Like he is a competitor. Like he hates to lose. He's always prepared. Like that's the one thing I've learned about him and seen from him. Like he will always be prepared. He will always prepare you. Like he'll have every single question you have to ask. He'll have the answer. Um, he's I mean, this dude like lives in the gym. Like when I say lives in the gym, like I'll like on nights before games, like usually I'll go back to the gym and shoot like around like 7, 8 o'clock ish, whatever. He's there. He's still there, like in his office, like watching film or doing something. Like he's there, and so like, he is a gym rat. And so to kind of know that whenever I go on the court, this dude like, has all the answers. And so it's pretty good to know that you're going to be prepared and ready for the game. And so he's been unbelievable.
Yeah, he's one of those guys that I've always heard literally doesn't have a social life. Like when people say like this, like he eats, sleeps, breathes basketball, like that is Tom Thibodeau in a nutshell.
He loves this game. Like he'll do whatever it takes to win. And, he loves just the grind of basketball. He loves like just be able to learn and get better every single day. He loves pushing you, like whatever he can do to help you be a better player, and he's going to help you.
Do you think he hates losing more than he likes winning?
Yeah, yes, yeah, 100%. That's almost all athletes.
Yeah.
That's almost all athletes. Like you can still be upset after you win. Like you can still be like, like we got away with one. Like, it was like there's no being happy after a
No,
loss.
no,
There's no,
not at
no.
all. So I'm going to switch things up. And I told you I was going to do a little game of truth or dare. So we're going to start truth or dare.
Truth.
If you could create a dream starting lineup with players from any era, who would be in it?
Starting at center, Shaq. I'm gonna put LeBron at the point. Actually, wait. I take that back. For now, I'm gonna have Kobe at the 3, MJ at the 2, or vice versa, whichever you want to do. I'm gonna have Steph at the point and put Bron at the 4.
Do you think, though, that Jordan and Kobe could play together?
Yes.
I like it.
Yes.
I respect it.
To justify that, I would say like watching how I obviously didn't watch them when they played, but like seeing like the documentary and seeing how MJ was on like the Olympic team, and then seeing how like Kobe was on the Olympic team, like it kind of they did whatever it took to win. And so I think when it comes down to it, like they're gonna get it done.
Who do you think would be in the gym first, MJ or Kobe?
Kobe. I feel like Kobe wouldn't sleep for like 72 hours straight just to be in the gym before Michael.
I think so too. And I think Michael will be coming fresh off the poker table or something from Vegas. Truth or dare?
I'm gonna do truth one more time. That was a good one. I'm gonna do truth one more time.
If you could go one-on-one with any player in NBA history, who would it be and why?
In their prime,
Yes.
my father, 1000%. 1000%.
Really?
Because he always talks about how like he could have defended, like he's the better defensive player, I'm the better offensive player, like out of us two. So he always talks about like how like he would have defended me, like he wouldn't let me do things. Like, I don't care. There's obviously a million players in this world who are better than both of us. Like no, that's the one person I need. I need those bragging rights.
Truth or dare?
Dare.
Ooh, I don't know if you're going to do this one, but it's good. I dare you. I can't even say it. I dare you to post to your Instagram story that Chicago deep dish pizza is better than New York pizza.
But I don't even believe that.
But
I don't even believe that. But I don't even believe that.
damn. So you won't do it.
No. One, because New York, I don't think you understand. New York has been rallying behind me. Rallying. Like New York fans, Knicks fans, like they have been going to bat for me recently.
True.
I'm gonna keep that in my back pocket. So I'm not going against New York for a while.
Okay.
Oh,
That's fair. Okay, a couple more. Truth or dare?
truth.
Since you won't do the dares. If you weren't an NBA player, what other profession or career path would you have pursued? I think I already know this answer.
I don't know if you will. I'll say besides coaching. Besides coaching,
Yeah, I feel like
I would
you'd want to be in
say
my position right now.
I would 100% love to be like a sports journalist. I think that's. I mean, I graduated in communication. Like, it's something I definitely thought about, but I'll think outside the box. Two things that I think that are really cool, especially after binge watching Suits all summer. A lawyer,
Ah,
because I like to read in between the lines. I like to understand things. I like to be able to find loopholes. And the second thing would probably be DJ. Like that's just listen to music and jam out all day.
truth or dare?
All right. Hopefully I do this. I'll end on the dare.
Brave. You're not going to do this.
Don't-
But I'm going to say it anyway. I dare you to FaceTime the most famous person in your phone.
oh, I know I'm gonna call.
And then you need to ask them how they would go about defending you.
All right.
Is that fair?
Yeah. Let's see if he answers.
Who is it?
Hopefully he answers. We'll see once he answers. We'll see. If he answers.
Damn, it's also a Friday night. Like, who the fuck is like gonna answer a FaceTime call?
Especially from me.
Damn, gotta give yourself some credit.
Told you I had moments where it's just not there.
He didn't answer.
He's not answering.
Shit.
I tried though. It was Dirk Nowitzki though.
What? No
It was
fucking way.
I played with Dirk his last year, my rookie year.
He didn't answer.
This year.
Were you really
And
calling
he
him,
probably
or were you
would-
just saying you were calling him?
No, I have it right here. Hold on. Look right here. It says, I don't know if you can see that.
Damn.
Lacey, you just called me too.
Oh my, Josh called.
Mr. Hart.
Call him
Yeah.
back.
All right, I'll ask him how he'll guard me.
Okay.
I'll ask him.
Okay.
Hopefully, he doesn't say anything wild because he is a
I
wild
hope
card.
it's wild.
Yo,
Where you at?
I'm at home. I'm doing an interview. I need you to be on your best behavior. But I have a question for you.
Okay.
If you were guarding me, how would you stop me? Of course, he's breaking up. Say it again. What'd you say?
Nothing. I would. Ooh, that's tough. Try to be physical, and then you got to be like the second jumper because you're gonna go through like 14 pivots and shot fakes before you actually shoot the ball. And then I'm gonna have to like somewhat like show my hands and like jump somewhat back because you like jump into people and get fouls.
So basically, you can.
Basically, with you being able to play so well off 2 feet is tough because you shot fake 3. Like at some point, I'm going to jump. Like on the third shot fake, I'm jumping.
I'm letting you know this is really professional of you, and I'm really happy that you're maturing.
You didn't hear my first answer cut off, so that was my immature answer.
What was your immature answer? We didn't hear it.
I said, smack the shit out your fat ass head. You're not off balance.
Yo, Shannon, it can't be that funny. It can't be that funny. It can't be that funny. But all right, thank you. I'll call you later. All right, bye bye.
That was priceless. I feel like that would have been better than. No, Dirk would have been good too, because I would want to know how he would defend you. That would be like epic hearing it from him. But like that was everything I needed. That was a good way to close out the interview too. I needed the laugh.
Yeah, that was